There isn't one way of fasting. There are actually 6, and depending on which one you try, will change your body in a different way. This is Callie, and I'm Amanda, and welcome to my channel. So last week I discussed chapter 2 in its first half, and now diving into the second half where we got a little more practical. The 6 different fasts that we will be discussing today is intermittent fasting, that is a 12 to 16 hours. Autophagy is called autophagy. Guys, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. I'm gonna pronounce autophagy.
Autophagy.
Autophagy fasting starts at 17 hours. Gut reset, which is 24 hours. Fat burner set, that is 36 hours. A dopamine reset, that is 48 hours. And a immune reset fast, that is more than 72 hours. So in this video, we're going to dive into each single one, the science behind it, why you would want to try that specific fast, and how it aligns with your goals. And by the end of this video, you're going to feel confident in knowing which one is the best one for you. So number 1 is intermittent fasting, one that I'm sure we've all heard many times before. It is actually one of the most popular ones, and this fast is from a 12 to 16 hour window without eating or drinking. I say drinking, but you're allowed water, you're allowed black coffee, just nothing else. These are the reasons you should try intermittent fasting. Here we go. 1, if you want to lose weight. 2, if you're experiencing brain fog. And 3, if you're suffering from loss of energy. So the idea with this one is to have a 8 to 10 hour eating window. For example, say you start eating at noon, 12, you would stop eating by 8 p.m. That is like an 8-hour window. And then until you come back to noon the very next day, you would restart your cycle. But depending on your lifestyle, your job, and your responsibilities at home, you need to figure out what would be best suitable for you. So that was an example, but you choose a time that makes the most sense. So what happens is after 8 hours and then on, without consuming any glucose, your liver releases ketones, and the first place that these ketones go to is actually your brain, specifically your hypothalamus, which controls your hunger. And the very first thing they do is shut off your hunger. And that allows you to get an extra longer boost of physical and mental energy, which is maybe explaining why in my last video I did a quick little experiment where I pushed my breakfast back about 3 to 2 hours just to see the effects of the ketones. And what I did find is I did have a lot more mental clarity, a lot more focus. And so that's what's happening on a cellular level. But as your liver continues to detect the absence of glucose, it will continue to release those ketones as well as glycogen and insulin stores to help break down more fat in your system to help provide energy. The effects of dipping into these repeatedly can have great long-term benefits, from metabolic markers, blood pressure, C-reactive protein, and your gut health, mood-enhancing neurotransmitters, and help your sugar balance more efficiently. Intermittent fasting is one of the easiest fasts that you can implement into your life. Next up is autophagy fasting, which is a 17 to 72 hour window. In my last video, I may have struggled with pronouncing autophagy. We won't talk about that, but so a good way to know if you should consider trying this fast is if you just got back from the holidays or post-vacation and you kind of just need a good detox. You have ADHD or ADD, you have bad memory recall, you can't concentrate, you can't retain information. You feel sluggish all day and you have bad energy dips in the afternoon. Maybe you struggle with your sex hormones like PCOS, premenopause. You feel inflamed all the time, or you want to fight off a cold. That whole list is really long. And you might be thinking, wow, okay, what can't autophagy do? And really, I would like to know the same thing, because autophagy, you can think of it as this magic eraser that will undo any poor diet, even if it's been years. Another cool thing is that your neurons are heavily influenced in a positive way by autophagy. This has an impact on slowing down neurodegenerative aging, improving memory recall, enhancing mental cognition, and experiencing greater mental clarity. Someone with ADHD, this also really interests me, and it's probably something that I'm going to try very soon. Did you know that viruses and bacteria cannot replicate when your cells are undergoing autophagy? Any fast that is longer than 17 hours will trigger autophagy and help you stay immune strong. So basically, if someone with a nasty cold was in your house and you're really worried to catch their cold, you know what? Just go on a little quick autophagy fast and boom, problem solved. Now, before we get into this next part on why this is an amazing fast, not just for anyone, but specifically girls, stay tuned. I'm about to get in the car for a 4-hour drive and continue this conversation there. Let's go.
Are we getting coffee?
Yes. Okay. Welcome back, everyone. So as you can see, I'm on the highway. As I was saying, what was I saying actually? Because autophagy has a very positive effect on your ovaries. So for any women out there who's trying to get pregnant, or you struggle with PCOS, you are going through premenopause, or you're just not really sure what's happening with your sex hormones, there's been many studies done that show that this type of fasting can help with that specifically. Moreover, studies done on PCOS are proving that a key root cause of this hormonal condition is rooted from dysfunctional autophagy. Okay, all right. It has not only improved menstruation, weight loss, reduction in inflammation, and lower insulin levels. So cycling in a longer autophagy fast once or twice a week can help with the production of sex hormones. Jumping into the third fast is the gut reset fast. This is technically when you go in for a 24-hour fast, the absence of food. And when you're in this state, you get a burst of stem cells released into your gut to repair its inner muscular lining, which in some cases can be damaged from years of chronic inflammation. If you have a terrible gut, this might be a fast to consider. The 3 most common times that someone would try this 24-hour gut reset: to counteract antibiotics, offset birth control use, or tackle small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. So if you didn't know already, antibiotics kill 90% of your gut bacteria. That is the good bacteria and the bad. It completely wipes out the entire system. Trying a 24-hour fast gives your microbiome a do-over. So even if you spent years on antibiotics and you think that there's no coming back, this can actually undo any damage. Furthermore, as someone who has tried birth control for 2 years, I didn't know that this pill also kills microbial diversity, contributes to leaky gut, and creates an environment where yeast grows. So as I read more into the symptoms of birth control, I can't help but feel frustrated by its impact. Birth control leaves a painful list of side effects even after you stop using them. And according to Dr. Mindy, this is where a 24-hour fast can really save you. Did you fart or something?
It's the area.
Okay. Our next one is the fat burner fast. This is typically for 36 hours. So if you want to minimize weight loss resistance, so that's if you've tried every single thing in the book and for some reason you still can't shake off that stubborn weight, or release stored sugar. This is stored sugar that's been stuck in those stubborn fat pockets for years. Or if you would like to reduce cholesterol, the fat burner fast is one for you. So as I was saying before, many women feel that no matter what they do, they can't seem to lose weight. This fat burning fast is great for anyone who has tried shorter fasts and still had seen no results. 36 hours is the magic number. A cell metabolism study published in 2019 had subjects follow a 30-day fasting regime called alternate day fasting, also known as ADF. So this was like a popular one, and it was where they would do a 36-hour fast followed by a 12-hour eating window, and this invoked a deep metabolic response. The reason why women had seen success with this fast is that it leaves your body with no other choice than to release the stubborn sugar that stays stored in your liver, fat, and your muscles. This is allowing the sugar that has been stored in the tissue for years to finally be released. When your liver has been dealing with high influxes of sugar, inflammatory fats, and toxins, you will often see your cholesterol rise. Cholesterol is made in your liver, and so is your ketones. So the longer that you have your body sit in that state of cellular autophagy, the more your body will continue to produce ketones and stop overproducing cholesterol. Doing this length of fast once a month can often be the cholesterol solution you've been looking for. All right, it's getting deep. Now we're in the dopamine reset fast, which this one is a 2-day fast or 48-hour fast. If you want a mental health boost, this is the fast for you. Often just one 48-hour fast will do this for you. This reboots your dopamine levels, and it can lower anxiety levels. So rebooting your dopamine levels would be important if you struggle to feel joyful in your life. But it's often not a circumstantial situation, but more so a neurochemical one. Sometimes if we're flooded with dopamine-rich events throughout the day, it makes it harder to experience joyful moments. For example, have you ever returned home from a beautiful beachy vacation and proceeded to feel depressed for the next following week? That is because you just spent a week having a back-to-back days of dopamine rich events, leaving you feeling completely unsatisfied when you return home. This is where a good old-fashioned dopamine reset fast can reboot your dopamine levels and bring back your joy. Another amazing feature of this fast is that it has the ability to lower anxiety levels. That's great news. I'm totally not prescribed anti-anxiety medication. When you are in a state of anxiety, you are mainly operating from your amygdala. When you're in When you're in a state of anxiety, you're mainly operating from the part of your brain called the amygdala, and it's literally like the tiniest thing in the center of your brain. I'm actually going to pull up a photo so you guys can see. Ta-da!
Bro, imagine pulling up a photo instead of just popping it up on the screen with editing. No, no.
I have no idea what your amygdala... Okay.
Amygdala!
Amygdala! If you have no idea what your amygdala does, its main job is to keep you safe. Your brain literally has no idea if you're being chased by a lion or you're just about to go present in front of your class. When your body experiences stress or anxiety, it is following into that fight or flight mode. So someone who has a lot of anxiety can feel like they're constantly jumping into action and their nervous system is just like firing all the time. Obviously, my brain loves to keep me safe by pointing out every single thing that's going wrong in my life. That always makes me feel so much better. There are 2 ways that can actually help you make your situation much, much better. The first one is stimulating your prefrontal cortex, and the second one is making neurotransmitters called GABA. GABA is a neurotransmitter that basically gives you the sensation of calmness, of tranquility. 48-hour fast helps your brain accomplish both of these tasks. Whoa. I just got more interested on trying it. On a serious note, this type of fasting style can help your brain feel much calmer and less like an alarm system always waiting to go off. I will be trying this and updating you with all of my findings. Stay tuned. Is the Immune Reset Fast. That is a 72-hour plus. This is also known as like a 3 to 5 day event. And the reason why people go up to 5 days is that at 72 hours in a fasted state, your body regenerates stem cells. If you don't know what stem cells are, again, they were super cool. I was about to call them cute. Maybe they're cute too, but basically stem cells is like, you can picture it as like the base model of any cell. A stem cell can go into neuron, it can become a muscle, it can transform into anything your body needs and identify what is damaged in your body and repair it. This fast is encouraged if you're looking to accomplish one of these 4 things: ease a chronic condition, prevent a chronic condition, alleviate pain and stiffness of relentless musculoskeletal injuries such as arthritis, or slow down the effects of aging. So from what I read, the research done was actually mainly for chemotherapy patients. And what they found is that on the 3rd day of their water fast, damaged white blood cells were destroyed, and also new ones that were stronger and better for their environment developed too. And this idea of a 3-day water fast can also be taken in a preventative measure as well. And doctors believe that doing a 3-day water fast once or twice a year can help prevent any chronic illnesses or diseases that might be building up in your body.
Yeah, let's do a water fast.
Yeah, no kidding. And maybe you don't know this, because I didn't, but cancer cells do live within us. But what stops them from developing into dangerous tumors is actually just having a really good immune system, a well-functioning immune system. So oftentimes when your body is put under years of stress mentally, physically, and chemically, that's where sometimes the cancer cells can override our immune system. Lastly, stem cells can even turn back the hands of time. A lot of fasters who want anti-aging effects go a few days past the 72-hour mark, giving their body as much of a stem cell surge as possible for healing. With that said, I believe that no matter what you choose to implement in your life for the first time, you should also treat it as a beginner. Given that I've gone through every single fast and every single one getting longer in its duration, I always recommend starting at intermittent fasting and working your way up to a 3-day fast if that is one of your goals in mind. Take your time and just learn as you go. The goal of fasting is to find a unique groove with it. Matching it to your health goals, lifestyle demands, and hormonal needs is key. In the next chapter, we will be understanding the metabolic switching on a much deeper level. Not only understanding metabolic switching, but learning how to switch between energy systems. That will give you the power to level up your health, but help you find also a rhythm with your fasting lifestyle that will serve your personal health goals. I challenge you to think of what kind of fasting type you would like to try based on your specific goals and also based on what you heard in today's video. Ask yourself, what is your goal? And comment it down below. Thank you for watching today's video and for sticking around with my chaotic recording. I hope you enjoyed all of what I shared today. If you like this video, feel free to like and subscribe to my channel, as next week I will be releasing chapter 3 and we're going to continue learning as we go in this book. So stay tuned. And thank you, Jacob, for being my driver today. Bye.